All right, if you missed Tuesday night's Race Chat Live, you missed the RCL crew talking about counterfeit parts versus manipulated parts. What's the difference?
Penalty, what is the difference in this part and the louvers, right? That's what I want to know. Because if those were manipulated louvers, they didn't say that they were counterfeit. They said they were manipulated. So what is the difference between that L2 penalty and the L3 penalty where this was a counterfeit part? Obviously, if those parts, I understand that NASCAR passes out these parts. They're like Lego pieces, so I do understand that. But even still, a manipulation versus a counterfeit, it's still cheating, right? So at what basis is the L2 penalty versus L3? Is it because it's Stuart Haas, it's the L3 penalty, and because it was Hendrick, it's the L2? Explain that gap to me.
I think in the sense, because I think if I remember right, with the Hendrick Colleague deal versus the Stuart Haas, I don't know if, to me in a way it sounds the same, but obviously it's the wording. Obviously the wording is different, but it could mean different things too. Like with the Hendrick Colleague deal, it was like an altered part versus counterfeit. So am I guessing this altered part between the Colleague Hendrick deal, like they took a part that was manufactured and they kind of like changed it a bit versus where Stuart Haas tried to make the same part make this part that they counterfeited like on their own to kind of get away with it. That's my guessing, but
I don't know. That's my interpretation as well, Taz.
But I mean, like to me, either way, altered, counterfeit, they kind of share the same definition, but if there's a different definition, that's the only way I can break it down to.
Well, I mean, I respect that. I'm just saying, I have a hard time grasping how NASCAR levies these penalties and what makes one so ridiculously large and the other not so much, and one gets away with it and the other doesn't. So one will appeal it no matter what because they have friends within the appeal process, and the other says, well, hell, I know I ain't got those friends, so what's the fucking point of of appealing the process? We're guilty until proven innocent, right? So the other team over there across the highway, they're innocent until proven guilty. It just seems to be that that's the tone that's been set by NASCAR, and I'm one of the ones that says, hey, I want to question this. I want to know why this penalty is so much more severe than the other penalty. And, who's the next guy to throw a little bone out? And, how did NASCAR figure this out? They took it to the Research and Development Center, I guess, and they took the car out piece by piece. But if it was a counterfeit, then that counterfeit obviously was carrying the same VIN numbers because there's that word in itself has meaning, right? Do we need to look up the definition of counterfeit to know the meaning exactly? Because there is a reason why that terminology was used. So my idea is that this part was created in-house, and it was marked and deceived as a part that had been issued to them. So where is that issued part? Because if it's counterfeit, then it was created from something else. Where is that part at? Or is that how that car wound back up at the Research and Development Center was because they were told on? See, that's the whole plot to this. We'll probably never know. It is a good talking